Alright, hi. This is a recording of the Demon World part of the speedrun of Sea Fantasy. The intention is that this run takes place immediately after the main game. It's not like a separate mode or anything, it's just kind of a post-game content continuation. And it's gonna look way different, because we are starting out with some major glitchy stuff that happens, like, immediately. We're immediately gonna warp over. If you haven't if you haven't watched the normal run yet, I'll link it in the description. So I highly recommend watching that before this because I'm gonna talk about stuff and not elaborate as much on some things. So we're immediately gonna warp over to Edo because this person here gives you an item called the Control Panel and says, hey, you can go to this door to activate New Game Plus, and then you can use your Control Panel to maybe spruce up the game if you want to. But nothing stops us from using the Control Panel in our current game, which is what we're going to do. So we're going to enable 30 FPS, and we're going to use the Control Panel to double our movement speed. So now we're just going to fly. We're going to fly. These kids are so fast now. First thing we're going to do is come over here, and we're going to immediately try to clip out of bounds. We couldn't do this in the normal game. The normal speedrun for this game is like almost entirely, it's just glitchless, but once you get the Control Panel and can walk double speed and set your FPS to 30, you can just go through walls and stuff. It's great. So there's a little bit of out-of-bounds navigation here. I'm sure there's some triggers around here that we need to avoid, but we're heading towards an arena that takes place in the Demon World because the area transition is still loaded, even though like none of the floor stuff is. None of the other like textures or anything are. So we're gonna get warped over to where the Demon World like is proper. And we're gonna run around there with no ground textures loaded or anything. We're just gonna walk through walls. All the NPCs are still here. We picked up a box that has 100,000 gold in it, which is pretty cool. We're gonna use that to buy a ton of skill stars and bait and potions to kind of get us set for the rest of the Demon World. We're also gonna pick up a chest here we can't see that has an item called the Magic Core, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. But there's 3 vendors here in the Demon World. We're gonna visit them all pretty quick. The overworld map here isn't very big, so we can actually use our double movement speed to just walk to them all very quickly, because there's no, like, ground or anything in our way. So once we finish with the shops, we're gonna hit another loading trigger and actually go back to the normal world through the normal Demon World exit portal. So this is gonna get us back to the main map, and everything's gonna be loaded proper, because I guess it hasn't like loaded the Demon World module or whatever, I don't know, but everything's fine right now. We're gonna teleport over to Volcano, and we're gonna visit the shop here, because it's kind of on the way, and we're gonna get a couple more skill stars before we head into the Volcano again, and with our double speed, we're gonna go right out of bounds again. Oh, I love how different this is. Just as soon as you get New Game Plus, you just take off. So what we're gonna do here, in the main game, there are these things called golden frogs. There's 21 of them, and they're hidden throughout the world, and you're supposed to find them. And you get like a trickle of rewards along the way, but the final reward you get is a boss battle against the God Frog. And it just so happens the God Frog's fight is just right out of bounds over here, so we can just go hit the trigger for the God Frog fight. And the way this fight works is unique enough that it lets us tackle it at such a low level. You would not be anywhere near level like 30 or whatever we are right now when you first fight this guy in the main game, but because this fight is so unique, we're actually able to do it. So we're going to use all the skill stars we just bought. We're going to equip Technique Bait, and we're going to put all these skill points into Technique rather than Power. We've only been leveling up Power for most of the game, but also I used the wrong button there to close the menu, so I have to do it again. Whoops. Silly time loss. So the gist of this fight is that you have to hit him 21 times in a row, and you can't miss. Which doesn't sound too bad, except you don't have a blue bar in this fight. It's only the perfect bar. This is the whole fight. This is probably the most nerve-wracking fight in the run. This run isn't that long. I think this run clocks at about a little over 16 minutes here. A Demon World run could pretty comfortably be finished at about 20, but the first fight you actually do in the Demon World route is this, and it's really nerve-wracking. But your bar gets slightly faster every hit, and the perfect bar shrinks very slightly every hit either. Ah. Oh, you also... Also, if you miss once, you die. And you have to start it over again. But that's the only failure I have on this one. Don't worry. It doesn't take that long. So yeah, normally you would do this near the end of the game, and you'd have a lot more statage, so the technique increases the size of the perfect bar, so that's why you put all the points in the technique right there, just to make this a little easier, because it's already pretty difficult. Yeah. So our reward for doing this is either the best fishing rod in the game, or the best armor in the game. Well, I say in the game, but this was content before the Demon World came out. There's better fishing rods in the Demon World, but we don't get anywhere close to, like, actually getting any of them. So, and luckily this rod is good enough. It's good enough for the entirety of the Demon World. So we just come over here, kind of clip into this area, and we grab it. We grab the Trident, it is called. So yeah, poor Axel's sad that he didn't get a wish. That Rod blurted out the wish. I want the strongest fishing rod. There it is, the Trident. It's so good. Alright, and then we're going to work back to Volcano, and we're actually going to do the whole Demon World stuff now properly. No more out of bounds or anything like that. We're going to do it all. And the first thing you have to do in the Demon World quest line is you have to find a singer to open up the portal to the Demon World. So that's what we do. We go find the singer, and... It gives you this little mini game where you have to, like, aim at these little bubbles, these music bubbles, and click on it. And you don't have to do this game at all. You can just sit you can just sit here and do nothing, and it progresses the same. It's so funny. It's a nice break. It's a nice break after the cluster heck. That's the God Frog right before this. There, it just ends. You don't have to do it. So, we go into the Demon World portal because... What's the plot? Oh yeah, the plot is we're supposed to, like... The evil frog that we had in the other game. It's the sister of the person that helped us out during the final boss stuff and all, but... We find out to turn them back into their human form, we have to get an item called the Herb of Time. I think that's what it's called. And we're told it's in the Demon World, so that's why we're coming here. But we woke up the portal in such a strong way that some things are a little weird. We find out here. We meet two people here that look suspiciously like Rod and Axel. I wonder if that's a plot thing. Whoa. Amazing. Alright, so after that, we find out they're the Brave Pirates. That's their name, the Brave Pirates. They tell us that, alright, to get to the Herb of Time, you have to go to this island, or we think it's probably on this island. By the way, we're headed there, so if you can meet us at the port, you can come with us. You can join our pirate crew and come with us. That's what they tell us. So, alright, we're gonna go into this scary lava cave, and also there's a giant bone dragon here. I guess. I love this game. It's so wild. Oh, that's so good. So, typical fight the boss with Axel, and then fish it up with Rod. But the gimmicks they introduce in the Demon World are pretty dang fun. It's not like more of... I mean, I guess you could say it's more of the same, but they're pretty funny. Like, this guy just goes back and forth in the middle, and as long as your cursor is on him, you can click him. Like, if he happens to go with the same speed of your cursor, you can mash, and it's really good. Like that. It's really... I love this fight. It's so funny. Bam! That was Mulvik. Fine, Mulvik. We also see this little thing light up over here. We're supposed to beat up 4 scary monsters in the Demon World, and then we can get that special chest right there in the middle, which takes us to the final encounter. However, that chest is always there when we're doing the out-of-bounds stuff. It was the magic core we picked up. That's what we have to get. So we don't have to do all of the scary boss fights and anything. We only have to do what's in our way to get to the pirates at the end of the area, and that's what we're gonna do. 2 of the scary fights are on the way, but 2 of them are very out of the way, and we are not gonna do them because we don't have to, because we already have the magic core. It's great. We're gonna take a little walk here into the Uga Ruins. That's what this place is called, and we're gonna get this energy cube because we need it to power something. Okay, sure. But oh no, these giant feet are here. Okay. Okay, Axel's like, holy cow, we gotta get away from these giant feet. So luckily Axel can move at twice the speed of sound now, so he's just out of here, and these scary feet have no chance of catching us. They actually do trigger a game over if they reach you, but also we're really fast. Also, these pots try to get in your way. Oh no, goodbye. We're out of there, whatever. So yeah, we take the energy cube we got, we slam it in here, and it activates this little golem, and we're gonna ride it. We're gonna ride it because we're gonna punch this guy's lights out. Pow, goodbye. You might be thinking, why don't you just teleport past that guy? Well, it turns out he shoots a laser at you that turns you into a skeleton if you do that. So don't try to teleport past him. But you should, because it's really funny. But no, you've got to use Rock Golem to punch him. So we found another energy cube, and we got to finish this guy. This is Hydroller. This fight's really cool. Every time you click, it doubles your damage. But it also really speeds up your cursor every time. So he's got 1,000,000 health, and you just kind of have to keep consistently getting it somewhere in there. And eventually he'll just lose because you're doing double damage every time. It's really funny. You also might have caught a glimpse of a red bar on our fishing cursor, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. There's only 2 fights left. We're actually almost there. So we're gonna take Rock Golem. He's gonna watch out, 4 of them. Pow! Just punch him. I love Rock Golem. This is Wera. This is the boss Wera. They're in our way. This is a little dangerous if you don't move at Mach speed, but we do, because Rock Golem normally does not move this fast. Just goes back and forth and punch. And since we bought 1,000,000 potions when we were shopping earlier, we are just fine. There's no danger. Speaking of danger, Wera here is like the hardest hitting boss in the game. It has this little mechanic where, I don't know, she shoots pine cones at you, I guess? It shoots pine cones at you, so you just kind of hit the pine cone and then hit Wera. That's it. Yeah, 1 hit does about 1/3 of our health, so you actually like cannot mess up in this fight at all. But it's pretty simple. Bye-bye. See ya. And yeah, that lights the other one, but again, we don't have to worry about this because we already have the magic box there. Thanks to the power of Out of Bounds. So here's Port Orden. This is the final area in the game. Normally if you get here, you'd get like a... You'd get a cutscene that plays, and the game would just kind of end, and there wouldn't be a final boss, and it tells you, hey, go back and do the good thing. Except we already did the good thing. We got the magic core. We cheated to get the magic core. We didn't cheat. I didn't cheat. That's like... It's just out there. We just grabbed it. So... You can actually see in some of these cutscenes, they really upped their tech game. Now we're in, like, 3D environments. Oh, hold on, there's a silly little boat battle. I always forget about this, because it's like... You just sail at it and you press shoot and you win. That's... It's over, that's it. That's the whole thing. I love this game, it has everything. So we're gonna skip these cutscenes, but you can kind of catch a glimpse of like how they really upped their tech here. It's like the 2D sprites on the 3D backgrounds, and these cutscenes are really cool. I really like applaud the tech team for like getting this in like the very end of the Demon World. I guess when they were developing it, they like got this technology at the very end because it's only like these couple scenes. That's the only time it has these 3D tech in it. It looks really neat. Since we're skipping cutscenes, you don't actually visually get to see the final boss, but we're fishing it. Also, we're double fishing. The gimmick of the final boss is that you have two bars. You have two, oh my gosh, 2 fishing bars. In this first phase, it takes away one of them, so you only have to work on one of them most of the time, but So here's our red bar. The trident that we picked up from the God Frog, it adds this red bar to our fishing bar, and a perfect does about 3 or 4 times damage, but the red bar does about 8 or 9. It's bonkers extra damage if you can hit the red bar. It's so good. This is phase 2. You go back and forth pretty quick, and you gotta click your correct button on the tentacles as they come out. You want to see as many doubles as you can, because that's where you get perfects, and perfects do a ton extra damage. Usually getting out of this phase with about 200 health or a little more is good enough to finish, but it's scary. So in the third phase here, there's no gimmicks really, but whenever you click, the bar doesn't like stop or anything. It's just go, 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 rapid, 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 as much as you can. It's really tempting to go for the extra red bars and perfects as you go through here, but you do not have a lot of health leeway in this fight. We are incredibly underleveled, but with a little bit of focus, you can get through it. And then the final hit, you gotta hit this right at the end, and I missed it. But lucky it doesn't, and that's it. That's it. That's the Demon World speedrun. Oh, I totally forgot to start my timer. Whatever. That was about 16:16 or so, I think is what I timed it earlier. That's it. That's the whole Demon World part. You go from a glitchless fishing adventure to a glitchy mess right at the start of this, and then you just kind of brute force your way through it with some tools you get. It's really fun. There's plot there. It turns out the 2 pirates were Rod and Axel's dad, and they supposedly had died against the Kraken we fought. That was the Delta Kraken. That's what we call it, the Delta Kraken. They supposedly died, but we went back in time, which was the Demon World, to save them, and now they're okay? I don't know. It's complicated. Whatever. It's the plot of the Demon World. Oh yeah, and we saved the frog person. There's the skyship. Gwyn finally got to build the skyship. That was hinted at in the main game. And then Rod and Axel go home. They sail home. Rod's still a wizard this whole time. He's still a wizard this whole time. Axel never changes his outfit. They're alive! They're here! I'm sure there's no complications that'll happen with that. I'm sure everything's fine in their time travel stuff. So yeah, that's Sea Fantasy. That's the Demon World speedrun, or at least the current implementation of it. Yeah, that's all I got. Thanks.